Good morning, students. Welcome to online class. Hope you are keeping well by the grace of God. So, students, today I am going to teach you English literature from your NCERT book, main book, Beehive, and the poem, chapter number 10, A Slumber Did My Spirit See by William Wordsworth. In my previous lecture, I have discussed about the content of the poem. I have read the poem and I told you that in my next lecture I will tell you the theme or the central idea of the poem, or through only two stanzas what does the poet want to convey to the readers. So guys, once again I am reading the poem before you. You please open your book, chapter number 10, A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal. A slumber did my spirit seal, I had no human fears. She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. That means the poet wants to say through the last line that no earthly feelings or no earthly aspects can touch her. Her means the poet's beloved, because she is no more. She is now in a different world after her death, where a living person cannot reach. Only after death a person can reach. And she is there in another world. So that is why the poet says that the touch of earthly years, that means no earthly aspects can touch her. Second stanza says, no motion has she now, no force. She neither hears nor sees. Rolled round the earth's diurnal course with rocks and stones and trees. And she has become the part of rocks, stones, mountains, hills, the natural aspects, lifeless or lively. Trees, plants, those are living objects, you know that. So she has become the part of nature, maybe lifeless, maybe living things. But she is no more with me at present, because I have lost her. She is dead. But at the same time the poet says that something has sealed my mind. And what is the something? A slumber, a deep sleep. After Lucy's death, Lucy, that means beloved, her poet, that means the poet's beloved Lucy. After Lucy's death, as if my mind, it has been sealed. I am in a slumber. The poet is in a state of trance. So guys, you open your notebook, you note down the theme or the central idea of the poem. Write the central idea of the poem. The poem consists of two stanzas. You have to write fast. The poem consists of two stanzas, full stop. It is an elegy. The meaning of elegy I told you. That means narration with sorrow. Poet is narrating with grief, melancholy. That is called elegy. Elegy of Wordsworth, full stop. Through the lines of the poem, he says that his beloved Lucy is dead now. Full stop. She is no more in a human structure. She is no more in a human structure. Full stop. Lucy is departed. Lucy is departed from the poet because of death. The poet says that she has no force or any physical activities, comma, now she has become a part of nature which evolves on its axis, full stop. But the poet is in immense grief, G-R-I-E-F, grief, and anguish, A-N-G-U-I-S-H, and anguish for the death of his beloved, or beloved, you can say beloved, full stop. He is in a state of slumber which has sealed his mental state, full stop. The poet is unable to accept the death of Lucy, but in the conclusion, he more adds, A-double-D-S, adds that Lucy has become eternal, as she has become the part of nature, full stop. She is existing beyond death. Now para change. Only through two stanzas Wordsworth has presented the elegy in an outstanding manner, full stop. As one of the finest poets in English literature, Wordsworth here is very much successful to present his feelings through each line. Wordsworth here is very much successful to present his feelings through each line. That is the central idea of the poem. Now guys, apart from this, I am going to give you some questions. See, in my previous lecture I told you that most of the poems, I am not telling that all his poems, most of Wordsworth's poems, those are in the remembrance of Lucy, his beloved, in his real life. And Lucy died in very early age. They were in love. Wordsworth used to love her immensely, but suddenly Lucy had left him because she died. They departed in very early age. So the reflection of Lucy, it is visible in most of the poems of Wordsworth. And some poems of Wordsworth, those are Solitary Reaper, 3 years she grew in sun and shower, and this poem also, A slumber did my spirit seal, that is also. Apart from that, she dwelt among the untrodden ways, Ode to Imitations to the Immortality, Daffodils. These are the famous and popular or renowned poems of Wordsworth based on Lucy's memory. So, guys, you take some questions based on the poem. Question number 1. Why the poet finds himself in a state of trance?